So hello my dear friends, welcome back. Welcome to your channel Cooking Astrology. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for subscribing my channel and liking my videos. Thanks a lot. So today in this video, let's try to understand the secrets of Mahadasha transition from planet Saturn to Mercury Mahadasha. I've already made the video over the Dasha Sandhi or the transition of Dasha between planet Rahu and Jupiter, from Jupiter to Saturn also. So in this particular video, we will try to decode the Dasha Sandhi between this Saturn till Mercury, okay. Now Saturn is a 19 years long period and Mercury is a 17 years long Vimshottari Mahadasha, which you are going to be encountering into your own life. Now the very first thing, the Dasha transition, specifically I'm talking about big Mahadasha transition, it's actually going to be creating a lot of changes into your own life. Lot of changes, and these are the changes which you are not only going to be experiencing from the like physical, but also from the psychological, from the mental level, and even from much deeper within, from soul level also. You are going to be feeling like some big changes are going to be happening in your own life. Because understand one thing here, when you are in one set of dasha in your own life, like suppose you are in the Saturn dasha 19 years. So what is going to be happening here, the Mahadasha Lord is going to be having a huge say in the events of your own life, whether it's the big event of starting business, obtaining a child, getting married upon time, or this kind of a thing. Now first of all, when you are entering from this Saturn Dasha to the Mercury Dasha, many people, and this I have observed during my consultations also, even after entering into Mercury Dasha and they have actually seen the complete first year of the Mercury, still they are not be able to experiencing the Mercury energy. And that is where I will tell you the previous Dasha, Saturn, 19 years, this have actually disciplined you in such a hardcore manner, or Saturn have actually played with your conscious and your subconscious mind in such a way where Saturn have eventually going to taught you a delayed gratification, like you are not going to be getting results easily in this lifetime, so you need to work hard actually. And many people, they are actually in the repetition in the Mercury time frame also. They are also thinking in the same level, like Mercury is also going to be the same planet. So we need to operate by the same rules and regulations which we are previously operating in the Saturn Dasha. But let me tell you, my dear friends, the Mercury Mahadasha is not going to be operating over the principles of the Saturn. And that is where the major important concept you need to keep in your mind. Saturn is a planet of hard work, okay. It's a pure hard work. But Mercury is not a planet of hard work. Mercury is a planet of smart work. It's a pure smart planet, I will tell you. And many people, they fail to understand, like now I'm in the Mercury Dasha. So my hard working period have eventually ended. So whatever the experience which I have gained in the previous Dasha of my Saturn, now this is the time frame where I need to implement and showcase that knowledge in front of other people so that I can receive some positive result, maybe in the monetary form, into your own life. And that is the biggest challenge which you are going to be facing in the Dasha Sandhi between the Saturn and Mercury. Failure to understand, like both of these planets are operating on a different energies actually. Because I will tell you, Saturn Dasha is not only the Dasha, it's actually going to be doing something inside you. Because you entered into the Saturn Dasha from Jupiter Dasha. Jupiter is a pretty optimistic kind of a graha, okay. Although I'm not saying Jupiter is going to be a very easy Dasha for you. Jupiter Dasha is also going to be put forward with many hardcore challenges. But still there is going to be hope in the Jupiter, okay. You are going to be pretty optimistic towards life. And that optimism tend to diminish in the Saturn period. Because as soon as you are in the Saturn period, the optimism part will be like going here and there actually. So there is no optimism. Saturn will going to put you to work actually. Like you need to work hard. Many a time Saturn Dasha is also going to be a very karmic Dasha. Like where whatever you have put forward in your own life. So you are going to be the like reaping out the results based over the like karmas which you have put forward into your own life. Now it also differ from individual to individual. Maybe you are entering into your Mercury Dasha at the age of 30, some are entering at 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, even 70 also. But I will tell you, Mercury Mahadasha by far is going to be one of the most progressive giving dashas in your entire life. Because in the original Kalpursh Kundli, Mercury is gaining control over the third house, which is particularly ruled by the sign of Gemini. And I will tell you, out of all the 12 houses in Vedic Astrology, the highest progression in your own life is going to be happening in the 3rd, 4th and 5th. And pay attention towards the Kalpursh Kundli specifically, and even you can pay attention towards your own astrological chart also. The 3rd house, 4th house and 5th house, these are the 3 houses which have the capacity to give the biggest progression. Biggest progression simply mean you are going to be progressing into your own life. So suppose you feel like I'm stuck somewhere. In the Saturn Dasha, you feel like, okay, I'm actually keep on doing the same task again and again, and there are no major changes happening. So wait till your Mercury Dasha will going to be coming. And here the date, specific date on which you are entering from the Saturn to Mercury period. Suppose 20th of June 2026. You are entering from your Saturn Dasha to the Mercury Dasha. So that specific date is also going to play a very significant role. And I even request you to worship your Kul Dev or Kul Devi specifically on that day. And if it is possible, try to do complete fasting. Complete fasting, okay, for 24 hours, please do not eat food, or even if it is possible, try not to drink even water also. Because I will tell you what will happen when you fast specifically on the date of the Dasha transition. This will eventually going to help you to cleanse out the karma, or it will going to create a lot of cleaning inside you, okay. And similarly, worshipping your Kul Dev and Kul Devi is also going to be giving you a lot of blessings for the next Mahadasha. So that date is going to play a very significant role here. Secondly, many a times individuals, they will not be able to experience the energy of Mercury as soon as they are entering. Even suppose they have entered into Mercury in the month of June and it's like maybe August or September month going on, still you are not feeling the energy of Mercury. And that is where the concept of retrogression is also going to play a very important role. You need to check whether your Saturn is retrograde, Mercury is retrograde, or if these planets are Vargottam or not. Vargottam means posited in the same zodiac sign in D1 and in the D9 chart. And you also need to check whether Saturn or Mercury, they are posited with some other retrograde planets, or they are actually forming some sort of connectivity with the Rahu and Ketu. The reason why you are not experiencing the Mercury Dasha in the very beginning stages, and I will tell you till 6 months, sometime till 1 year also, you will not be able to feeling the energy of this Mercury, because I will tell you the mental programming which Saturn is going to be doing here. It's very difficult to first of all remove that mental programming actually. Until and unless someone is coming in front of you and he's like telling you, okay, now you are in the Mercury period, wake up, actually you're not in the Saturn Dasha. So there is no need for you to worry much, and there is no need to fear more about the Mercury actually. And that is the biggest failure which many people tend to understand here. Because Mercury, I told you, it's a different set of energy. It's not going to be operating just like Saturn, like you need to put work and Saturn will going to create a lot of discipline inside you. Even for example, if you are in the Mercury Dasha and you are not disciplined, or you are not following certain set of routines actually, still you have the capacity to receive good results in the Mercury. It becomes very difficult to receive good results in Saturn if you are not disciplined. Okay, because Saturn is actually the planet which represents a lot of restrictions around you. Okay, it represents mental boundaries also. Like you are mentally you are thinking, okay, like I'm only be able to achieve or do that thing in my life, whereas I'm not capable to do such big things actually. So Saturn will going to play with your mind first of all. It's going to be changing your mindset, because I will tell you, you will see the complete dark side of the life in the Saturn Dasha, complete dark side. Many a times I have seen children born in the Saturn Dasha, like they born in the Saturn and the first 19 years phase they are seen of the Saturn. Now what you can expect from a child who is seeing the Saturn Dasha before the age of 20 or even 30, because they have experienced all the hardcore realities of the life, so they understand life very, very well. But this is going to be then changing the mindset of the person, because it's only one life. You may be living from 80, 70 to 80 years of age, maybe 90 you can go. So in between that 70 to 90 years of age, if you are in the big Mahadashas, you might be seeing only 5 Mahadasha. If you are in some small Dashas, you might be able to see 7 to 8 periods at the same time, but it's not a big life actually. So the sequence of Dasha is going to play a very significant role, and that is where it's also very important to check if you are entering into Mercury period, which right now you are in the which phase of the life actually. Whether you are in the 25 till the 50 years of age, or you are from 50 to 70 or 70 years onward actually. And as I told you, Mercury have the capacity to give optimal result irrespective which age you are going to be going into. And that is where first of all, you need to change your own mindset here. Okay, keep this point very clear. Now Saturn Dasha have ended and now I'm in the Mercury period. Secondly, depending over the element of Mercury, like which zodiac sign the Mercury is going to be posited in your chart, whether it's posited in the fire element or in the fire zodiac signs, in the water elements or the water zodiac signs, if it is in the earth element also, or in the air element. So first of all, try to analyze Mercury, which element the Mercury is going to be, and try to analyze not only in the D1 chart, analyze its dignity in the D9 chart and D10 chart also, because these two are the most important divisional charts, and you also need to check the strength of the Mercury in these divisional charts. Now the reason why I'm asking you to check the element, because for Mercury, element is going to play a very important role. Mercury rules over the 2 important zodiac signs. The first is the sign of Gemini, which is the air element, and second is the sign of Virgo, which is the earth element. Okay, so if for example Mercury is in the zodiac sign of air or in the earth, then this is going to be a exceptionally good dasha when it comes to the monetary aspect, even it comes to gaining money or making money through some shortcut methods, easy money combination. Because Mercury is not going to be doing hard work actually. It may be like in the 6 month, 1 year time frame, you will feel like that, okay, I'm still in the Saturn, but after some point, maybe after your next birthday, because when your birthday is changing, so your next brushful is coming. So as soon as you are entering into the next birthday, this is also the time frame where you have the capacity to actually experience, okay, now I'm not in the Saturn period, I'm actually in the Mercury period. So this is going to be some different phase of my own life. Okay, so coming birthday also you will tend to feel its result. But when you enter into money like this Mercury Mahadasha wholeheartedly, and if it is in the elements of the air and if it is in the element of earth, these 2 elements or the zodiac signs, okay, earth and the air, they have the capacity to give you highest progression into your own life. And I will tell you, this is that kind of a progression which is going to be then lasting long for much longer durations of the time. It's not going to be ending very soon. Keep this point in your mind. And Mercury Dasha at any age of the life you are encountering have the capacity to give you the positive and the good result. Because this is the planet which is operating more over the smart principles. Mercury is not going to be doing more hardcore things here. Mercury is a planet who will believe more in the presentation part. Okay, so like Mercury will be able to present the knowledge, and it's very important. If you are entering into the Mercury Dasha, it's important to activate planet Mercury in your horoscope. I have done a lot of videos over the planetary activation techniques also, which you can see in the playlist section. For that you can go to my playlist section and you can check that planetary activation technique, how to activate Mercury and how to activate other grahas. So activation of Mercury is going to play a very important role. Activation of Mercury means like you need to become more presentable. It's simply like you are presenting yourself more in front of other people. Because I will tell you, knowledge is going to be present inside you. Even theoretical knowledge is going to be there, and you have eventually seen the Saturn Dasha also. So that practical knowledge of Saturn is going to be there. Now Mercury is that time frame where you need to implement that knowledge, try to automate some of the processes, and then tend to make money. I have seen many successful entrepreneurs, I have seen many successful business people that are flourishing very well in the Mercury time frame. Specifically, I will tell you, if you want to do any sort of activity of bridge building, developing some applications also, gaming applications also, any other sort of application which you design based over the principles of artificial intelligence, robotics, machine learning, AI also, all these new technological realms are connected with Mercury. starting your own YouTube channel, becoming an advisor, as a guide, as a consultant, as a counselor also. Even going into the field of share market and stock market is becoming very easy if you are into the Mercury period, because I told you it's a planet of smart work. So if you think like that, I'm in the Mercury period and I will do hardcore stuff to make money, that part will not happen. Because then what is happening, you are not going with the flow of your planetary urja, energy. Then you are going against your planetary urja. So you need to understand, it's not the period where extra hard work will help me to make money, or extra hard work will help me to receive good result or positive result in my life, because you are not in the Saturn. In Saturn, definitely more the hard work, the more result you will receive, but in Mercury that part is not applicable. Here your own smartness, your own cleverness, okay, your own diplomacy, your own tactics, they are going to play a very important role. It's very important for you to also learn the skills over marketing, publicity, even communications also. Okay, you need to learn more regards to branding, how to like present that part. So these are the operations of the Mercury, and that have the capacity to help you to receive good result. Many a times people are suffering in the relationships in the Saturn Dasha, and if you are entering into Mercury Dasha, this is also the transition which have the capacity to not only impact your career, this have the capacity to deeply impact your other areas like relationships and marriage are also getting impacted. Even your spiritual side of the life is also getting impacted. Mercury will also going to give you a hell lot of traveling. 60 to 70% of the time you are going to be in traveling mode. You also need to understand the two other elements, okay? Like suppose now the Mercury is going in the fire, the sign of Aries, Sagittarius, or if it is going in the water. Then what will happen actually, then this Mercury will tend to feel little bit more confused actually. Because in the fire, Mercury, as soon as touching the fire, Mercury is it's a very Saumya kind of a graha, you can understand, okay, because it's a prince charm. Fire is have to do with dharma. Dharma means your intention. Okay, what is your intent? So what is my intent at the time of I'm filming this video? What is your intent by watching this video? Maybe you are doing 9 to 5 jobs. So what is your intent? So your intention is in the Agni, and that is where most of the time I will tell you, diplomacy and cleverness, they will sometimes go against the intent actually, because Mercury is not going to be following the path which is set by the society. Mercury will going to ask different set of questions, like if I need to follow this kind of thing, so why I need to follow that kind of a thing. And that is also the reason why if you initially encountered Mercury in the much beginning stages, maybe from 0 to 30 years of age, you are entering into the Mercury period. These are the exceptional kids actually, exceptional kid. Like they will not be able to fit in the society first of all, because they have not seen any other element, they have just seen Mercury. Or maybe suppose you seen Saturn for 1, 2, 3 years, okay, as you born, you are in the Saturn ending phase, but at the time you become 3, 4 year of child and you enter into Mercury. So Mercury will help you to develop up to very large extent, very large extent. You will see a significant change between two people. If one person is born in Saturn Dasha and one person born in Mercury Dasha, there are hell lot of differences in their thought processes, because Saturn Dasha will going to instill fear. Mercury will not instill fear, it is going to be giving you more opportunities. So whatever your initial mental programming is happening at the time of your Dasha, that mental programming is going to be then remaining till the last half of your own life. So it's very important to check which phase you are entering. In the fire element, I will tell you, Mercury tend to lose its motion, because then Mercury is like that, no, I need to stick with dharma, whereas Mercury intention is not always pure. Sometimes Mercury is going to be having impure intentions also, because I will tell you, you cannot make money in the 21st century by just putting hard work. Your bhagya is very important. Bhagya means your luck factor. In order to make money, luck factor is going to play a very significant role. And secondly, your smartness is also very, very important. Hard work alone will not help you to make money and become successful in the 21st century. And Mercury is that kind of a graha. So that is the reason I told you, in whichever stages you are encountering, this is going to give you positive result. In the watery signs, this is a bit complicated thing actually. Like Mercury in the sign of Pisces, for example, it's debilitated. Mercury in the sign of Scorpio, Mercury in the sign of Cancer also. Now what will happen as soon as Mercury going in the watery zodiac sign, this will going to help you to evolve more into the spiritual side of the life. Because then Mercury is going to be more spiritual, it's then not becoming more practical actually. And I'm not saying spirituality is a bad thing, but Mercury is not a planet of spirituality. You need to understand this thing. So the element of the Mercury is different, whereas the zodiac sign element is totally different. And that is where I have seen also, suppose you are in the Saturn Dasha and your Saturn is in the sign of Aquarius. Saturn is air element and now you are entering into Mercury and Mercury is in the water element. So the Dasha Sandhi or the transition of the elements you also need to study on much deeper level. Because if the element of the planet is changing at the time of Dasha transition, this is then going to be creating further more challenges deep down inside you. Because here then you also need to focus over understanding the elements also, like not many planets are comfortable with every element. If you put Saturn in Agni, Saturn will feel confused. What is this Agni? What I am doing here? Because Saturn rule over the Capricorn earth element and Aquarius it's a air element. Saturn don't know what is Agni. In the same manner, Mercury don't know what is water. So Mercury failure to understand the element of water is then going to be creating difficulties actually. But although it's a planet which is always in conjunction with Sun or some other planet, 90% of the charts I have seen where Mercury is not sitting alone, 90%. So huge population who is watching this video, you are going to be having Mercury conjunct with some other planet at the same time. And this have the capacity to also adjust according to that other graha, because Mercury is going to be sucking the urja of that planet and that zodiac sign more actually. Mercury is not having like any of his big identity. Okay, Mercury is just one of the most clever kids in the classroom actually, who want to do prank with the teacher also, with the professor also. So Mercury is that kind of a graha. So the society is very important. Society mean like whether Mercury is surrounded with some benefics, malefics, whether it's with planet Sun also, Jupiter also, Venus also. So that actually have the capacity to create difference in the results at the same time. And I will tell you the very best way to judge the results of Mercury is to first of all pay attention towards the sign of Gemini and Virgo. Look where these two zodiac signs are falling in your chart, which houses they are falling, because these are the houses which will first of all become activated. And then check where Mercury is posited, with which planet Mercury is posited. Then that house and that planet is becoming activated. But the very first thing in the activation of Dasha is the zodiac signs are actually getting activated. And even I will tell you, if suppose in the sign of Gemini and in the sign of Virgo, which are ruled by Mercury, there are planets posited in that zodiac sign, these grahas are also activating firstly. Because I will tell you, the Rashi Bal, the zodiac sign energy of the soft grahas like Moon, Mercury, even Jupiter, they are going to predominantly coming into the picture. Whereas with the malefic grahas like Saturn, Mars, the house placement is going to be more predominantly coming into the picture. If you don't understand this sentence, go back and then listen to once again. Okay, because these are the hardcore concepts which you might not be able to find in any book also, which you only find in my videos here actually. Because sometime when I am filming videos in the nature, some new concepts will come in my mind, so I will teach that part on the immediate basis. But overall, I will tell you the Mercury Mahadasha is going to be considered as a good dasha, and the highest progressive dasha is in your entire life. Here also you need to no longer bother over the karma. Karma is not going to be creating more interference in the Mercury. I have also seen people that have put forward a lot of hard work in the Saturn, and they are asking me like, I have put forward a lot of hard work in the Saturn, but I have not received that optimal result. Wait till your Mercury Dasha will coming. Because Mercury, if you put 10% effort, Mercury is willing to give you 200% result. Just small efforts, and Mercury will going to give you optimal results in your own life. So this is one of the most progression giving dasha in your entire life. If you are fortunate enough to see Mercury and Jupiter both dashas in this lifetime, I will tell you, you are going to be in the top 5 to 6% category of the individual. These two dashas if you are seeing in your own life. Because I have seen many charts, many successful people charts that have not only enjoyed the portion of wealth but also the family satisfaction. In taking enjoyment with your kids, with your grandchildren, with that part also. So Mercury and Jupiter have the capacity to help you to enjoy the life to the fullest. Although our time here is very limited, you cannot live up to 200 or 300 years of age. You can only live up till the age of 80, maybe 90, sometime 100 also. So we are having a very limited time frame and we cannot experience everything in this lifetime. So here you also need to be becoming very choosy in the Mercury Dasha. Like, okay, if there are certain things which I don't want in my life, so it's better to remove these things properly actually. So deciding over specific things, this is very important, because otherwise I will tell you, Mercury is a very distracted energy. Mercury is a jack of all trades and master of none. So Mercury will be like wasting its energy in all the realms of the life actually, because that is where enjoyment is coming. You are scrolling this reel, you are watching this video, you are having interest in that topic, you are having interest in that topic, that is Mercury. Because that is where the Mercury, the pleasures and the enjoyment part is coming actually. But it's also very important for you to try to differentiate between the things which you feel yourself are important and throw rest of the things away. Because only in this way you will be able to reap out the best results of Mercury Dasha into your own life. So I hope you have gained some deep insights in this particular video with me. If you are having any queries and consultations over your Vimshotri Mahadasha or any predictions over career, business and money, drop me an email. I will try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. Make sure to subscribe my channel below, hit the like button if you really enjoyed this video. You can send me super thanks also in contribution to my work if you really find some insightful content in this video. Any small contribution from your side will help me to make more such content over the YouTube platform. And I'm going to meet you very soon in the next video. You can explore my playlist over the dashas and you will find lot of knowledge here. So till then, please take care and Om Namo Narayan.